Picture standing at the foot of a colossal iceberg, the tip gleaming in the sunlight, offering just a hint of its true magnitude. You realize that below the water's surface extends a labyrinth of hidden depth and mass, an unseen realm as vast as it is mysterious. Now, imagine that this iceberg is spirituality. The visible practices and teachings form only the smallest portion, while a dark and secret undercurrent lies submerged. Unspoken, rarely revealed, yet infinitely richer. The deeper you dive, the more you discover how incomplete the surface stories really are, and how truly limitless the worlds of hidden knowledge can be. In so many ways, this is the journey into spiritual occult and magical wisdom. A vast ocean brimming with secrets that only a daring few will ever glimpse in their entirety. Occultism, at its core, refers to knowledge of the hidden, with occult literally meaning clandestine or concealed. While mainstream society typically dismisses or misunderstands it, this field is more than sensational conjurations or sinister rites. Its scope spans centuries of esoteric teachings, ranging from ancient Egyptian mysteries and the cryptic rites of Eleusis, to medieval grimoires and more contemporary magical orders like the Golden Dawn. Each tradition, in turn, offers only pieces of a far larger puzzle. On the surface, it can look like scattered fragments, symbols, incantations, strange diagrams. Beneath that superficial layer, however, is a sophisticated system that seeks to interface with the invisible forces forming the fabric of existence. For many people, the word magic invokes images of wizards with staffs or witches muttering spells over a cauldron. The truth, in occult traditions, is far more expansive. Magic is a spiritual technology, a method of harnessing intention, cosmic laws, and elemental energies to bend probability and affect the world around us. It's never simply about hocus pocus or cheap showmanship. Instead, magic aims to cultivate a deeper relationship with creation itself, aligning the practitioner's inner world with the currents of the cosmos. If you think of a radio tuning into specific frequencies, magic is akin to adjusting your very being so that you resonate with the outcomes you seek. Yet, as with any deep spiritual endeavor, the outer trappings of magic, like candles, sigils, potions, only hint at the deeper transformations happening inside. Experienced occultists stress that true magic begins with self-mastery. Before one can influence external forces, one must conquer the internal terrain, transmuting base impulses into refined wisdom, doubt into faith, and fear into courage. It may sound simple or superficial in the beginning, but this very judgment is a hint of a possible lack of self-mastery. The ego resorts to dismissal as a defense mechanism, hiding that deep inside there is a voice telling there is more to be refined. This inward alchemy often proves more challenging than the incantations themselves, for it calls upon you to face your shadow and dismantle the illusions you hold about yourself and your reality. Only then can you wield genuine power with integrity. Amid these explorations, certain traditions and orders remain notoriously cryptic, protecting their teachings with vows of secrecy. Why such secrecy? Because knowledge, when misapplied, can lead to chaos or corruption. In older ages, secrecy also functioned as a shield against persecution. Individuals suspected of heresy or witchcraft risked severe punishment. But there is another reason why higher occult teachings remain hidden. They simply do not translate well into casual language. Some truths must be experienced to be understood. The mind may be able to recite arcane formulas, but real comprehension requires soul-level assimilation, something that can't be conveyed in a single lecture or a mass-market paperback. At the deeper strata of occult practice, you encounter mystical concepts that challenge typical Western rationality. For instance, the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, suggests a mirror-like correspondence between macrocosm and microcosm. That the galaxy swirling overhead is reflected in the micro-galaxies of our cells. That the drama of gods resonates through our psychological processes. Many occult paths also teach that time itself is not a strict linear path but an ever-shifting labyrinth, allowing glimpses of the future or influences from the past to cross into the present. It is in this domain that prophecy, synchronicity, and bizarre coincidences become expected signposts on the journey. Consider the concept of egregores, for example. They are collective thought forms that gain a sort of independent existence through the shared beliefs of a group. In mainstream society, we might call it a mimetic entity or cultural symbol. But in occultism, an egregore can take on a spiritual life of its own, influencing the minds and energies of those who feed it. On the surface, it may look like a set of ideas that fosters unity among believers. Beneath the waves, it can function like a living intelligence, shaping circumstances and generating tangible effects. Recognizing and working with or against these forces is part of navigating the hidden architecture of reality. The iceberg's depths extend even further. In advanced mystical teachings, practitioners explore astral realms, communicate with spirit guides, or delve into the great riddles of existence. Why are we here? What is the nature of consciousness? Such questions lead to the territory of cosmic magic and the boundary between the personal psyche and universal mind. Dreams and visions, long regarded as ephemeral, become a blueprint for deeper knowledge. Messages from the unconscious or from non-human intelligences that slip between the cracks of daily perception. It is these fleeting, intangible experiences that form some of the most profound mysteries in the world of occultism. Curiously, many indigenous traditions worldwide parallel these esoteric insights, albeit without the same labyrinthine complexity of Western occult orders. Shamans in the Amazon or steppes of Siberia speak of traveling between worlds, healing souls, or negotiating with spirits that shape nature and fate. The difference is mostly in how these cultures approach and name these phenomena. Where a Western magician might meticulously craft a ritual using precise planetary hours, a tribal shaman might rely on rhythm, trance, and direct spirit communication. Beneath the surface, both are engaging with hidden mechanisms that animate life and consciousness, harnessing the same universal currents in diverse cultural languages. If you ascend this magical iceberg only a short way, you might indulge in simple spells or tarot readings, gleaning occasional insights or coincidences. Yet the deeper you dive, the more you realize that the real treasure lies not in powers, but in transformation. Over and over, experienced practitioners highlight that the greatest secret of occultism is the unveiling of the self. Discovering layers of your own being that remain invisible in ordinary life. One begins to sense that all the symbolic systems, like Kabbalah, runes, and alchemical glyphs, serve as mirrors pointing back to an infinite interior landscape. The true gold is the forging of your character, the awakening of compassion, and the union with a reality immeasurably larger than the mundane. Yet, diving into these hidden chambers comes with cautionary notes. The deeper the secrecy, the more intense the lessons. Some claim that certain advanced magical practices can jar one's mental stability or lead to moral pitfalls if approached without reverence and grounding. Stories abound of individuals who leapt too eagerly into ceremonial magic, only to be haunted by forces they weren't ready to handle. Whether these tales are literal or metaphorical, they serve a purpose. To remind us that power without wisdom can be a destructive force. An earnest seeker must cultivate spiritual maturity, compassion, and humility in tandem with skill. Moreover, not every hidden corridor leads to truth. The realm of the occult is riddled with illusions and self-appointed masters. Individuals drawn by ego or curiosity can become lost in labyrinths of half-knowledge or sensational claims. It takes discernment, sincerity, and patience to find the authentic pathways that lead beyond parlor tricks. The genuine guides of this field often counsel seekers to know thyself first. If you truly wish to peer below the iceberg's tip, you must be prepared to refine your intuition, your sense of ethics, and your clarity of mind. This is not a casual stroll. It's a profound odyssey. In the final analysis, the iceberg of occultism and magic is more than just an elaborate metaphor. The tip is the visible realm of public ideas about witches, grimoires, crystals, or fortune-tellers. This surface can be enchanting or misleading, sometimes both. Beneath that surface, hidden to most, is a vast and dynamic architecture that underpins human experience. Our psyche, subtle energies, archetypes, cosmic relationships, and spiritual potential. Occultism beckons us to explore these depths not as an escape from reality, but as a fuller engagement with it, revealing a grander tapestry of existence than we might have imagined possible. Ultimately, the choice to descend into these waters rests in each person's hands. Some will step away, content to view life through more ordinary lenses. Others, feeling a tug at their innermost being, will venture beneath the waves, braving the unknown in search of authentic wisdom. Those who persevere often speak of a profound shift in how they see reality and themselves, recognizing that the deeper levels of magic are less about controlling life and more about aligning with forces that shape it. Standing at the threshold of this iceberg, you might ask yourself, are you prepared to see how deep it goes, to witness the unimaginable vistas hidden beneath the surface? If so, your journey has already begun.